Hello Seaside artists, and welcome back to your virtual art room. This week's lesson starts off our watercolor technique unit. Today you'll be practicing creating blends using primary and secondary colors to create tertiary colors. Our goal is to use wet on dry and wet on wet watercolor techniques to create a series of color blends. You will be able to choose which colors you mix, so each of you will be creating a unique piece. You are most likely familiar with wet on wet watercolor, the type of watercolor that you're typically using in your classroom at Seaside. In the past, you've used a water wash to wet your paper, and that allows the watercolors to move a little bit naturally and freely around your paper. Both the paint and the water creating the wet texture on your paper are wet. With a wet on dry technique, you will be using wet paint on a dry paper. This technique allows you to control the placement of your paint a little bit more and create a hard edge when the paint dries. You'll notice a nice line around whatever shape you're painting. When you add a second wet paint to create a blend, you'll be using wet on wet technique. Wet paint on wet paint. We're just removing the water part. Watercolor is a tricky medium to work with. It's important that you work slowly and have lots of patience. For this project, you will need watercolor paints, paper, a brush, and water for cleaning your brush. If you have any masking tape, that is a great way to anchor your paper to your workspace to keep it from sliding around. You will also need a round object like a jar or a lid that you can trace to create circles on your paper. Begin by tracing an array of 6 to 8 circles on your page. Kinders should find a slightly larger circle to trace about 4 circles. Work on only one circle at a time. Choose which color you'll begin with and apply it directly to your paper. So no water wash at all. Clean your brush and then choose a second primary color to blend to the first. Once you've created a secondary color, select another primary color, but make sure you check out the chart at the bottom of the page, and you're gonna blend those to create a tertiary color. So a primary color and a secondary color mixed together create a tertiary color. Use the blending guides at the bottom of the page to help you make your good color choices. Once you finish your circle, move on to complete the others. And this is what your outcome will look like. When you finish your piece, make sure you post a picture of it on our online gallery. Don't forget to include your name and your grade and your teacher when you post. I can't wait to see all your blends. Bye.